Hi friends, we have put up 25 very important questions to help you with the preparation of IIM UG and IPMAT. We have also designed a few free mocks to help you assess the level of your preparation. To access those, just Google Cracku IIM UG mock test or Cracku IPMAT mock test.
Hi guys, we have this question in front of us based on ratio and proportion. It is an easy question. Let's do it. It says that let A, B, C and D be positive integers such that A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 2023. We are given the ratio that A is to B is 2 ratio 5, and similarly we are given the ratio for C and D. What the maximum possible value for A plus C? Now you know that whenever we are given the ratio, we assume that there could have been some constant value which was common multiple of both. So we multiply with that. So we are given the ratio of A and B as 2:5. Let the constant value be A. Let's assume it to be X. So we have A is equal to 2X and B is equal to 5X. Similarly, we are given the ratio for C and D. Let's assume the constant multiple is Y. So we get C is equal to 5Y and D is equal to 2Y. Now we have got the numbers. We are given this sum, that is A, which is 2X plus B 5X, C 5Y plus D 2Y. This is equal to 2023. Or we can say this is 7x plus this is also, this will be 7y, which is equal to 2023. Now this number is a multiple of 7. This number is also a multiple of 7. It means this number also has to be a multiple of 7. So we can write this as 23 divided by 7, which will be 289. So we can write this as 7x plus 7y is equal to 7 into 289. We can cancel out 7 to both sides. We get x plus y is equal to 289. Alright, we have got this. Now we are asked the maximum possible value of A plus C. What is A? A is 2x. What is C? C is 5y. We want the maximum possible value of this. Now clearly, if I want a maximum sum, I want to give it to a maximum value to something which is of higher multiple. Here, out of these two, 5y will give me higher value if I put maximum value for y, because y is being multiplied with 5, which is a higher coefficient. It means it will give me more value when multiplied with 5. So I want the maximum value of y and minimum for x. That's when I will get the maximum value for this. So what can be the maximum value of y and minimum value of x? We are given that these numbers are positive integers, so they cannot be negative and they cannot be 0. So the minimum value for x can be 1. Then the maximum value for y will be 289 minus 1, which is 288. This is the values we get for maximum y and minimum x. If I put this into the equation, we have 2 into x, which is 1, plus 5 into y, which is 288. Clearly you now observe that if I put maximum value for y, when multiplied with 5, which is a higher coefficient, will give me maximum value of their product. So 5 into 288 plus 2. So the answer has to be 1442, which is the maximum value. That is 1442. Hi guys, we have this question based on percentages. It's a good question. It says that a candidate scoring X% in an examination fails by A marks, while another candidate who scores Y% marks gets B marks more than the minimum required pass marks. What is the maximum marks for the examination? Now let's assume that this is a number line, this is the 0 marks, and the maximum marks are somewhere 100, let's say 100 M. We are assuming 100 M because generally the marks are out of 100, and somewhere in between there is passing marks. Now in first equation or first condition, we are given that if a candidate score X% of the marks, X% of the total marks, that is X% of total marks we have assumed to be 100 M. Now this marks is equal to the student fails by A marks. It means he scored A marks less than the passing marks. passing marks is P, it means he scored A marks less than the passing marks. That's how he failed by A marks. Or we can say that x divided by 100 into 100m, that is equal to P minus A. Or we can say, we can cancel this out, this will be xm is equal to P minus A. So this is the first equation we got from the first condition. Now, while another candidate who scores y marks of total marks, this person gets B marks more than the minimum required pass marks. It means this person would be scoring somewhere here, B plus passing marks, that is B passing marks plus B. Or we can say y by 100, because whenever we remove the sign of percentage, we divide it with 100 into 100m is equal to P plus B. Or we can say ym is equal to P plus B. Now in both the equation, what is common? The only common value is passing marks. So we can equate both values for a passing marks. That is xm plus A is equal to P and ym minus B is equal to P. This value is equal to passing marks. This value is equal to passing marks. It means both these terms are also equal. xm plus A is equal to ym minus B. Let's check what we are asked. We are asked maximum marks, that is 100m. 100 is a constant, so we need to find the value of m. Okay, so we will take the values which is having m to one side. So xm minus, or we can do other way, that is A, this can come here, plus B is equal to ym minus xm. Or we can say A plus B is equal to, taking m common, y minus x. We can take this to other side, that is A plus B divided by y minus x is equal to m. This is the value we have got for m. We are asked the maximum marks. Maximum marks is 100m. So we will multiply 100 to both sides. That is 100 into A plus B is equal to 100m. This is the maximum passing mark. Sorry, maximum marks. Let's check which option has this. 100 into A plus B divided by y minus x, which is option C. Hi guys, we have this question based on time and work. It is a good question. Let's solve this. It says that 40 men can complete the work in 40 days. So we are given the number of persons and we are given the number of days. What will be the total work? So total work is equal to total man into total number of days. We are given total number of men who are working is 40 and total number of days it is taking 48 days. So the total work will be 48 into 4, 1920, I think. 48 into 4, yeah, 1920. This is the total work. We can assume this to be units or men days. Okay. Now it says that 64 men started and did the same work for x days. So how much work will be done by this 64 men? The work will be done by 64 into x, that is 64x man days. This is the work done by these people. After this, after x days, 32 men increased. Earlier they were 64, now they are 32. So now the number of men are 96. And so that they complete the remaining work in these days. So for how many days these are working? These are working for 16 with 2 by 3 days. So what will be the total work? If I multiply or convert this into proper fraction, this will be 96 into 50 by 3, or if we cancel, this will be 32 and this will be 1600 man days. Now first set of men does this much work, second set of men does this much of work, and this way they completed the work. So we can say the sum of both of these should be equal to 1920. That is the total work. So we can say 64x plus 1600 is equal to 1920, or we can say 64x is equal to, taking this to the other side, 1920 minus 1600, that is 320, or if we divide this, 64x is equal to 320, or we can say x is equal to 5. So the first set of men worked only for 5 days, and after that the remaining work was done by 96 people. The value of x has to be 5. Hi guys, we have this question on time and work. It is based on pipes and session, and it is an easy question. Let's do this. It says that a pump can be operated both for filling a tank and for emptying a tank. Okay, so there is a pump. It can either fill the tank or it can also empty the tank. It can work both ways. The capacity of the tank is 2400 meter cube. Okay, the emptying capacity of the pump is 10 meter cube per minute, higher than the filling capacity. For example, let's say the filling capacity is x meter cube per minute. It is filling x meter cube every minute. It is saying that the emptying capacity of the pump is 10 meter cube per minute, higher than that of filling capacity. So emptying capacity will be x plus 10 meter cube per minute. Okay, consequently, so how much time will it take to fill the tank and how much time it will take to empty the tank? Time to fill the tank. The capacity of the tank is 2400 meter cube and the filling rate is x meter cube per minute. So how much time it will take? 2400 divided by x, this much minute. Similarly, time to empty the tank, or let's say this time taken to empty the tank. Again, the capacity is 2400 and it is filling at the rate of x plus 10 meter cube per minute. In 1 minute, it is emptying x plus 10 meter cube of units. So how much time will it take to empty 2400 meter cube? This will be 2400 divided by x plus 10 meter cube minutes. Now it says that consequently the pipe needs 8 minutes less to empty the tank as to fill the tank. Okay, so while emptying, it needs 8 minutes less when it is required to fill the tank. That is, this time, that is filling the tank, is 8 minutes more than the emptying tank. So we can say 2400 divided by x plus 10. This is 2400 divided by x minus 8, that is, this is emptying and this is filling. It is saying pump needs 8 minutes less to empty the tank compared to filling the tank. Let's solve this. We have the simple equation. Okay, let's take 8 here. This will be 2400 divided by x minus 2400 divided by x plus 10. We can take 2400 common from both sides. So we have 8 is equal to 2400, 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x plus 10. Or we can write this as 8 divided by 2400. This 2400 can go to the other side, or simply 2400. 8 divided by 2400 is what? 1 divided by 3 into double zeros. So this will be equal to 1 divided by 300. Okay, let's solve this. On the denominator we have x and x plus 10. Let's take the LCM of both. So it will be x into x plus 10. We have the common multiple x, but we don't have x plus 10. So x plus 10 multiplied by 1, x plus 10 only. Minus, we have the common multiple x plus 10. We don't have x. X multiplied by 1 is equal to x. That is 1 by 300. If we cancel this, we have 10 divided by x into x plus 10 is equal to 1 by 300. If we cross multiply, we have 3000 is equal to x into x plus 10. Now at this point you need to find the value of x. You can use hit and trial simply. X plus 10. Two numbers which are having a gap of 10 should have a multiple of 3000. Let's try out basic numbers, that is 30 into 40. No, this is 1200. 40 into 50, again 2000. 50 into 60, this is equal to 3000. So this is clearly the number we are giving. It is giving the multiple. It means we can say that x is equal to 50, x plus 10 is equal to 60. So x has to be 50. It means it is saying that the filling capacity is 50 meter cube per minute, emptying capacity is 60 meter cube per minute. We are asked find the filling capacity of the pump. The filling capacity is 50 meter cube per minute, that is option B. Hi guys, we have this question based on time, speed and distance. It says that a boy covers a certain distance on a toy train. Okay, let's say the distance is this. We don't know the distance. If the train moved 4 km per hour faster, it would take 30 minutes less. If it moved 2 km slower, it would have taken 20 minutes more. Basically, we are given two conditions in which in first place we are increasing the speed. We know that speed and time are inversely proportional to each other. When the speed is increased, the time taken will be less. So speed is increased by 4 km per hour, the time will be taken 30 minutes would be less. Similarly, if the speed is lowered by 2 km per hour, it would take 20 minutes more. Okay. We don't know the distance, we don't know the exact speed, and we also don't know the exact time. Let's say the speed is equal to s and time is equal to t. And so distance is what? Speed into time, that is st. Now this speed is in normal condition. When it is moving at its normal pace, the speed is s. So the time taken will be normal t time. So distance is st. Now it says that when the speed is increased by 4 km per hour, we know the distance is st divided by speed. What is the new speed? Speed is original speed plus 4 km per hour. This will take, this is distance divided by speed is equal to time. Now this time is 30 minutes less than the original time. Original time is t, 30 minutes less. Now we are comparing the speed in 4 km per hour. So we cannot take the time in minutes. So we have to convert this in hour. 30 minutes divided by 60 minutes, because we are converting this into hour, this will be half an hour. Now t, this according to this speed, the new time will be half an hour less than the original time, which is 1 by 2. This is the first equation we have got, that is distance divided by new speed. This will take half an hour less than the original time taken. If we solve this, this will be st is equal to t minus 1 by 2 or s plus 4. If we cross multiply, we have st, not cross multiply, but we multiply in the bracket. So we will have this multiplied by this st minus s by 2 plus 4t minus 2. st and st can cancel out. So we have 4t is equal to s by 2 plus 2. Basically we have taken these two values which are negative values to the other side. Or we can say t is equal to, let's just keep it as it is. We can take t to the other side, so we will have s by 8 plus 1 by 2. This is the value we have got for t, that is time. Similarly, we are given another equation, that is equation number 2, or basically condition. If it moved 2 km per hour slower, the total distance is st, that is speed into time. Original speed was s, now it is moving at 2 km per hour slower, so speed is reduced by 2. Then the time will be what? Time will taken will be 20 minutes more. 20 minutes is what? 20 divided by 60, because we are converting this into hour. This will be 1 by 3. Now when they are moving at a slower speed and reducing speed by 2 km per hour, the time taken will be 1 by 3 hour more. Earlier time was t, now the time will be plus t plus 1 by 3. Now again we can solve this equation. So we have st, that is t plus 3, t plus 1 by 3 into s minus 2. Multiplying this will be st plus 1 by 3 or s by 3 minus 2t minus 2 by 3. Cancelling this out, we have 2t is equal to s by 3 minus 2 by 3. We can take this to the other side, so this will be s by divided by 6 minus 1 divided by 3. Now t is equal to this and t is also equal to this. We can compare these two values now. S by 8 plus 1 by 2 is equal to s by 6 minus 1 by 3, or simply 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 is equal to s by 6 minus s by 8. Solving this, this will be 5 by 6. Basically solving this fraction, that is we can write this as 3 by 6 plus 2 by 6, which is 5 by 6. This will be 24. Taking the LCM, 4s minus 3s. 5 divided by 6 is equal to s by 24. Or if we cancel, this will be 4 and we get s is equal to 20. This is s. We have got the value of s by equating the two equations. We can put this s into any equation. We can put it here also. We can get the value of t. T is what? S divided by 6, that is 20 divided by 6 minus 1 by 3. Or we can say 20 divided by 6 minus 2 by 6, that is equal to 18 divided by 6, or t is equal to 3. We have got the time, we have got the speed. What are we asked? We are asked the distance. We know that distance is equal to speed into time. Speed is 20, time is 3 hours. So distance will be speed into time, that is 20 into 3, that is 60 km. So the answer has to be option C. Hi guys, we have this question again on time and speed and distance, and it is a question based on race. Here, before we start this question, I would like to explain a basic concept. Basically, the distance and speed are always directly proportional. So speed is directly proportional to distance. When the speed will increase, the distance covered will also be increased. But speed and time has inverse proportion. If the speed is increased, the time will be decreased. These are basic things, but this might be helpful for you to understand this question. It says that in a flat race, A beats B by 15 meter and C by 29 meter. It means that when A covers the distance, B is still 15 meter behind and C is also 29 meter behind the finishing line. Basically, when A is here, A covered, B is somewhere here, which is 15 meter, the distance of this finishing line and B, and C is 29 meter behind this finishing line. Let's say we are not given the length of the race. Let's say length of the race is x. So we have A, when A covered complete the race, that is x, let's say x meter. When A covered complete x meter, B covered only x minus 15 meter, because he is just 15 meters behind the finishing line. Similarly, C covered x minus 29 meter, because C is also 29 meters behind the finishing line. So till finishing line, if the distance is x, C is x minus 29 meter behind. So this is in same time. In same time, that is for A to finish the race, A covered X meter, B covered X minus 15 meter and C covered X minus 29 meter. If the time is same, the distance is directly proportional to their speed. It means this is also has to be the ratio of their speeds. Similarly, when B and C covers run over the same course together, now A is not running, now B and C are running. B wins by 15 meter. It means when B covered the distance, C was 15 meter behind. So if B is here, C was 15 meter here, 15 meter behind the finishing line. So we can say that when B covered X meter, C is 15 meter behind this finishing line. And this is again in the same time. What is that time? The time is when B finishes the line, or the time taken by B to finish the race. In the same time, X cover only X minus 15 meter of distance. Same, when the time is constant, this is equal to the ratio of their speed, and this is also equal to the ratio of their speed, and the ratio of speed will not change. Therefore, we can say that this ratio has to be equal to this ratio, because in same time when they are covering same distance, the ratio will remain the same. So we can say that X minus 15 divided by X minus 29. This is the ratio of their speeds in the first case. This ratio has to be equal to in the second case also, that is X divided by X minus 15, because ultimately this is again the ratio of their speeds. With this, by cross multiplying, we can find the value of X. Let's cross multiply. We have X minus 15 whole square, and this is equal to X into X minus 29. Solving this, we have X square plus 225. We can solve this by A minus B whole square is equal to A square plus B square minus twice of A and B minus 30x. This is equal to X square minus 29x, multiplying X to both of the internal terms. Now X square and X square can cancel out. We have 225. This minus 30x can go to the other side, that is 30x minus 29x, that will be equal to X. So X is equal to 225, or basically that is our the length of the race. We are asked the length of the course, that is we already have found, that is option C, 225 meter. Hi guys, we have this question based on profit and loss. It says that Sonali buys two pen drives A and B, and their cost price is in the ratio 5:6. Let's say the cost price of both the pen drives is, let's say, 50x and 60x. That is their ratios. If she sells them at a profit of 10% each, if she is selling each of the pen drive at 10% profit, so 10% of 50x will be 5x. Similarly, 10% of 60x will be 6x. She earns a total profit of 22 rupees, which is the sum of both the profits, that is 5x plus 6x is equal to 22, or we can say 11x is equal to 22 and x is equal to 2. Now, what will be her total profit if she sells pen drive A at a loss of 20%? It means that if she is selling pen drive A at a loss of 20%, 20% of 50x will be 10x, and it will be minus 10x because she is selling at a loss. And pen drive B at a profit of 30%. 10% of 60x is 6. 30% of 60x will be 18x. Now we are asked what will be the profit. Profit will be 18x minus, we will remove this loss also, that is 10x. So total net profit will be 8x. We know the value of x, x is equal to 2. So the total profit in this case will be rupees 16, that is option A. Hi guys, we have this question based on profit and loss, and this question is a unique type because it has a concept of faulty devices. It says that a dishonest dealer professes to sell his goods at cost price. Okay, so the dealer says that I am not selling it at any increased price or decreased price, I am selling it at the cost price. It means I am selling at the price at what I have bought the products. But he uses a false weight. It means that the actual the quantity he is selling is not correct, thus gains this percent. It means that he might be saying that, okay, I'm giving you some x kg, but I'm not giving you exactly that, I'm giving you something less, so that in between I'm making some profit. Okay, it says that for a kg he uses a weight of 1 kg is what, 100 or 1000 grams. Now if he is showing that he is saying 1000 gram, he is not actually giving exactly 1000 grams, he is giving somewhat less. Let's say he is giving x grams less. So the net quantity he is selling is 1000 minus x. Now this is the net quantity the shopkeeper is selling. How much profit he is making? Now he is charging for 1000 gram, but he is giving only this much. In between he is making a profit of what? We know that profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling quantity here is 1000 gram minus actual cost price or actual quantity he is selling is what, 1000 minus x grams, that is 1000 minus 1000 plus x or x grams, or ultimately the amount the quantity he is saving, x gram, is actually his profit. We can now calculate the profit percentage. Profit percentage is profit divided by cost price into 100. We know that profit is what, x grams, cost price is 1000 minus x, because don't consider 1000 gram as the net cost price, because he is not selling 1000 grams. The cost price or net quantity he is selling is 1000 minus x grams, so that will be his actual cost price into 100. This is, we are given the profit percentages, which is 6 with 18 by 47, or we can convert this into proper function, which will be 47 into 6 plus 18 divided by 300 divided by 47. All we need to do now is just solve the equation, that is x divided by 1000 minus x into 100 is equal to 300 divided by 47. These two will cancel out. We can cross multiply, so 47x is equal to 3000 minus 3x, or this will go here, it will be 50x is equal to 3000, or x will be what, 60 grams. Actually giving 60 grams less. If a person is asking 1000 gram, he is giving only 1000 minus 60 grams, that is 940 grams. In this way he is making some profit. So for 1 kg he uses a weight of what, he uses such that he is giving 60 grams less. So 1000 grams minus 60 grams, so he is using a weight of 940 grams, which is option A. Hi guys, we have this question based on interest. It is simple question. Let's check it out. It says that the difference between compound and simple interest on a certain sum of money at the interest rate of 10% per annum for 1.5 years is 183. We are not given the principal, we only know the difference of the interest, and we know that the interest rate, and we are given the time. Let's say the principal amount is 100x. Now in 1.5 year, how much simple interest would it generate? Simple interest would be principal into interest rate, which is 10%, into time. Time is what? 1.5 hours, that is 1.5, or we can say 3 by 2. This will be equal to 10% of this is what, 30, and this will be equal to, this is 100x, 30 divided by 2, which is 15x. This is the interest from simple interest for 1.5 years. Now let's check for compound interest. Compound interest is, we know the formula for compound interest, that is principal divided by 1 plus r by 100 into 1 plus r by 100 into n minus p. P is the principal amount. This is the time we increase the value and we reduce the amount, we reduce the actual principal amount to get the simple interest. So we have principal is 1000x into 1 plus r. Rate of interest is 10%, but that is for per annum. We are given that when the interest is compounded semi-annually, means in 1 year the interest is compounded 2 times. In whole 1 year it is compounding a total of 10%, or the rate of interest is 10%. It means for the first time it is counting 5% and for the second time it is counting another 5%. So the rate of interest is 5% divided by 100 into what will be the number of times it will be counted. In 1.5 year, according to semi-annually, it will be counted 3 times, 6 months, 6 months and 6 months. That's how it will be 1.5 year. So in total it is counted 3 times minus 100x. This will give me our compound interest, or 100x. Taking common, we have 1 point, this will be 0.5 cube. 5 divided by 100 is 0.5 minus 1, because 100x is taken common. We can use the calculator at this point, that is 1.05 into 1.05 into 1.05 minus 1 into 100x, that is 100x. We get the total interest to be 15.7625x. This is the total interest from the total compound interest we are getting, and this is the total simple interest. We are given the difference is 183 rupees. So the difference between compound interest and simple interest is 15.7625x minus 15x. This will be equal to 0.7625x, and this difference, that is 0.7625x, is equal to 183 rupees. So we have x is equal to 183. We can take it to the other side and this will be divided. If we divide, we get 183 divided by 0.7625, which is 240. So the value of x is 240. We are asked the sum of the money. We know that we invested 100x, that is 100 into, we know the value of x is 240, which we have got to be 24,000. So the answer has to be option B, 24,000. Hi guys, we have this question based on logarithm. In this question, basically the question is easy. It's just there is one property of logarithm that applies here. You just need to understand that. The property is, if a is a raised to log y with base x, this can be written as y log a with base x. Basically, this and these values can be interchanged. We have 4 log x with base 2. We can write this as x log 4 with base 2. Log 2 4 is nothing but 2 log 2, and this will be 2. So we can write this equation, this term as 4 log x with base 2 is equal to x square, because this whole value can be written as this, and this value is nothing but 2 only. So we can write this as x square. So changing this value to x square minus 4x, again this value, 9 log 3 with y, we can convert this as y log 9 with base 3. Again this value, log 3 9 is nothing but log 3 3 2, because this will be 3 square, and square or the power comes out of the log. So this value will be nothing but 2 only. So this way this whole value is equal to 2. So we can write 9 log 3y is equal to y square. Again, replacing this value as y square minus 16y plus 68. Now you will get such kind of equation multiple times and you will assume how to solve this. We have x square and then we have one of the term which has coefficient of x. Similarly, we have y square and there is one term which is coefficient of y. Now whenever you find such question, you always make it in the form of a plus minus b whole square. This plus or minus will be decided based on the sign of the coefficient of x or y. So we can write a square plus b square plus minus twice of ab. We have x square and we have this term. We don't know plus b square, the coefficient form. Let's convert this. X square minus 4x, let's say this is a square plus b square plus 2ab some portion. X square can be a. So minus 4x has to be this value, that is 2ab. This has to be 2ab. I can cancel this out, or this has to be minus 2ab because the coefficient of x is negative. So this will be minus 4. This can be cancelled out and negative can be cancelled out. So I have 2x is equal to a and b. I know that a is equal to x. So b has to be equal to 2. This way I can convert this equation as x minus 2 whole square. If I open this, I will get x square plus 4 minus 4x. I have already 4x here, but I don't have plus 2. So since I have taken plus 2, I can reduce the same from the constant term. So I can write this as minus 4. Similarly, we have another term which is this y square minus 16y. Again, if we compare a square plus b square minus 2ab, this value will be a and this value has to be minus 2ab. So minus 16y is equal to minus 2 twice of ab. Minus and minus will cancel out. We know that, and 2 and 8 will be cancelled out. So this will be 8y is equal to ab. We know that a is equal to y. A is equal to y. So b has to be equal to 8. This way we can write this as y minus 8 whole square. If we open this, we will get y square plus 64 minus 16y. We have this value, we have this value. We don't have plus 4y, plus 64. If we have taken plus 64, we can reduce the same value from the constant term, that is minus 64. This way, this whole term can be written as this value, x minus 2 whole square, plus the other second term will be written as this way. This is equal to what? We have the constant term 68 minus 4 minus 64. This will be 0 only. So there is nothing in front. Now understand that if the sum of two terms who are squared is equal to 0, it means both the terms are 0, because the minimum value for a square can be 0. It can't be negative. So minimum value for this is 0. Again, minimum value for this is also 0. It means that's why the sum of these two terms will be 0. If this is 0, I can write x is equal to 2. Similarly, if this is equal to 0, I can write y is equal to 8. This way we have found the value of x and y. We are asked y minus x, that is 8 minus 2, which is equal to 6. Hi guys, we have this question based on inequality or modulus, you can say. It says that the length of the line segment joining two intersection points of the curve this and this. Okay, so we have first curve y is equal to 4970 minus modulus of x, and we are given y is equal to x square. We can replace y, so we can write x square is equal to 4970 minus modulus of x. Whenever there is modulus of x, there can be two possibilities. The first possibility is if x is positive. If x is greater than 0, then this will result in x positive only. But if x is less than 0, this has to be negative x, because then negative and negative values can cancel out and result in positive x. So there can be two possibilities. First is when x is greater than 0, x will be positive only. Second, if x is less than 0, then x will be negative x. Let's make the cases for both cases. First, when x is greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, I can write this as modulus of x will be x only. Converting this into a quadratic equation, we will have plus x minus 4970 is equal to 0. Now 4970 is nothing but 70 into 71. You can try this out, because if I have 4970, if there is 0 at the end, it means it is definitely a multiple of 10. So we are left with 497. This is clearly not divisible by 2, clearly not divisible by 3. It is only divisible by, because 49 is divisible by 7 and 7 is also divisible by 7. So you can do it this way also. So I can break this quadratic equation as plus 71x minus 70x minus 4970 is equal to 0. Or I can write this as x plus 71 minus 70 x plus 71. I get x is x minus 70 and x plus 71. Or x is equal to either 70 or minus 71. But we have considered that x is greater than 0. So x can't be negative. So in this case, x has to be equal to 70. If x is 70, y will be what? X square, that is 70 square, which is 4900. Second case, when x is less than 0. If x is less than 0, then we will have x square is equal to 4970. This modulus x will be negative x, so minus x. This will be x square is equal to 4970 plus x. Or we can write x square minus x minus 4970 is equal to 0. Now again, x 4970 is a multiple of 70 and 71. So we can write this as x square minus 71x plus 70x minus 4970. Taking x common, this will be x minus 71 plus 70, x minus 71 is equal to 0. Or we can write x plus 70 and x minus 71 is equal to 0. Equating both to 0, we will get x is equal to minus 70 and x is equal to 71. But again, in second case, we have considered x is negative. So x can't be 71. So x has to be minus 70. Now if x is equal to minus 70, y will be what? Square of minus 70 square. Because we are given y is equal to x square. So we got two cases. Now it is saying that the line of two segments joining the two intersection points. So we got one this point where we have got one this point, another point is this. This will be nothing but 4900 only. We need to find the distance between them. We know the distance formula, that is under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Putting this into the formula, we will have minus 70 whole square plus 4900 minus 4900 whole square. This value will be equal to 0 only. This value will be minus 40 whole square. Whenever we have an even power for a negative value, so the negative sign cancels out. So this will be nothing but 140 whole square only, and square and under root can be cancelled out. So the distance will be 140. So the answer has to be 140 units. Hi guys, we have this question based on logarithm. This question says that the set of real values of x for which the inequality logarithm of 8 with base 27 should be less than equal to log x with the base 3 should be less than 9 raised to 1 by log 3 with base 2 holds it. Now basically in this question, the ultimate goal to take this question was to explain just one property. The property says that if I have log x with base y, now this can be written as log 1 by, this can be written as 1 by log y with base x. How? Let's say we have log x with log y. Now if I take the other side, so let's say this is log x with log y only, this term. On the other side we have 1 by log y by log x. This is in denominator and further denominator, so this will again come back to numerator only and it results to same value. Hence we can write, whenever we have such form, we can change it by taking it to denominator. So we have log x with log x with base y. If we take to denominator, take it into denominator, we will get log y with base x. We have this term 1 by log 3 with base 2. We can do it reverse also. If we take it to numerator, we will get log 3 with log 2 with base 3. Putting this into the equation, let's see, we will get log 8 with base 27 should be less than equal to log x with 3 should be less than 9 raised to log 3 with 2. Now again at this point there is one more property, that is, if I write a log x with y, I can write this as x log a with base y, that is here. If I have 9 log 2 with base 3, I can replace this, I can write this as 2 log 3 with base 9. Now log 3 9 is nothing but log 3 3 square, or this is equal to 2 only. So this whole value is nothing but 2 only, which is 2 raised to 2, which is 4. So I can write log 8 is nothing but 2 cube, 27 is nothing but 3 cube, should be less than log 3x and should be less than 4. Or I can take both these values to the numerator and denominator, because whenever we have any powers on in log, it comes out, should be less than log x by 3 should be less than 4. Now we have log here, we have log here, we can take log here. If I can simply 4, I can write this as 4 into 1, and for 1, since here base is 3, here base is 3, I can take here log 2 by 3 should be less than log 3 with x base, log x with base 3 should be less than log 3 and 3. This is something I can write because this value is nothing but 1 only. Okay, let's compare now. This 4, we know that when we have log x with base y and x is raised to, let's say, a, then we write this as a log x with y. We have a here, we can write this as 3 raised to 4 is equal to and base 3. So we can write this as log 2 with base 3 log x by 3 should be less than this value. 3 raised to 4 is nothing but log 81 with base 3. Now if you simply compare and equate, our base is same. So for same inequality we can say x should be greater than equal to 2, but this should be less than 81. So x should be greater than, whenever we have square bracket, it means it is included, it should be greater than or equal to 2, but it should be less than 81. So x belongs to this. So we get x should be this. Here in option C we have 81 also is under square bracket, but x should be clearly less than 81. So we have not taken option C. The correct answer has to be option A.
Hi friends, we have put up 25 important questions to help you with the preparation of IPMAT and IIM UG. To further enhance your preparation, do check out our free resources, which includes free mock test for IIM UG and IPMAT, free daily targets, previous year questions, sample questions and formula PDFs.
In this figure, see, they are told ki like 4 outer circles is R, radius is R, right? So this means this is R, 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 and this is R. What does this mean? Means that this thing, like the side for the square, this will be 2R. How do we know that this is a square, right? Because see, if we have a circle and there is a line which touches the circle at exactly one point, if we draw a radius connecting to that point, this has to be a 90 degree. Okay, it's valid for, like, you know, if you have a chord also inside the circle, and if you draw a line perpendicular, it will bisect it. If we have a line which bisects it, then it will be perpendicular. So that is a property of the circles. That way we can say, like, if we had a tangent over here, this would be 90, and so like that, just based on the symmetry, we can say this is a 90 degree, 90 degree. Now when we consider this square, let's draw a diagonal here. When we draw a diagonal, what do we have here? This is twice R, this is twice R. So this whole diagonal thing, let's call it D. D square will be equal to 2R square plus 2R square. And how do we get that? Because it's a Pythagorean triplet, right? Because right angle triangle, so Pythagoras theorem, we can say that. So this gives us 2 times 2R square, let's just call it, or D is equal to root 2 times 2R. Let's just keep it at that. Next, we are asked to find the radius of this smaller circle. But when we look at the diagonal for the square, what we understand is that this portion, this is R because it is the radius for one of the circles. This portion again is R because it is a radius. So we can say that this D that we considered, this D is R plus let's say for the smaller circle, the radius is, say, capital R. Let's just call it that. Then we have this is twice of capital R. This tells us, we'll just substitute, it's twice of R plus R. Twice R plus R gives us 2 root 2R. 2 gets cancelled out. R is equal to root 2R minus R, or root 2 minus 1 R. This tells us that option C should be the correct choice here.
Hi guys, we have this question based on triangles, or basically it is using permutations and combinations concept into triangles. We need to understand that how can we create a triangle given the points. We have the number of triangles that can be formed by choosing points from 7 points on a line and 5 points on another line. Okay, so basically there are 2 lines. First line L1 has 7 points, and this second line it has 5 points. And how many ways we can create a triangle? Now understand that for creating a triangle, and there are 2 lines, in between them we need to select 3 points. Now those 3 points cannot be on the same line. If the 3 points I select from the same line, I cannot create a triangle because this will be collinear then. This means in this way, in this current situation, I have to select 2 points from one of the line and another point from the third line. For example, let's say this is L1 and L2. I can select 2 points, any 2 points from this side and 1 point from this side. Then I can make a triangle. Or what I can do is, this is L1 and L2. I can select 2 points on the line 2 and 1 point on line 1. then I can make a triangle. These are the only two possibilities. And again, as we just discussed, I cannot select all the 3 points from the same line because they will be collinear and cannot create a triangle. So all we need to do is in how many ways we can select the points. In case 1, from L1 we are selecting 2 points, these 2 points for a triangle. L1 has 7 points. Out of those 7 points, I need to select 2 points. In how many ways I can select? I can select then means 7C 2 ways. Now into the third point for creating a triangle, I need to select that third point from line 2. Line 2 has 5 points. In how many ways I can select 1 point out of those 5 points? There are 5 ways only. I can select any of 1 point in 5 ways into 5. This will be solving this 7 into 6 divided by 2, which will be 3. That is 21 into 5, 105. So there are 105 ways in which I can make triangle in this way. Let's move on to case 2. I am selecting only 1 point from line 1. Line 1 has 7 points. Out of those 7 points, I can select 1 point in 7 ways. I can select any of 1 point in 1 way only. So there are 7 possibilities. Now from line 2 there are 5 points, and from these line 2 I need to select 2 points. In how many ways I can select that? I can do that in 5C 2 ways. That is 7 into 7C1 is 7 only. 5C2 is 5 into 4 divided by 2. That is 7 into 10. That is equal to 70. So in this way I can make triangle in 70 ways. So what is the total number of triangles I can make? There are 105 plus 70. That is 175 triangles I can make given these points. So answer has to be 175. Hi guys, we have this question based on equilateral triangle and square. It says that the cost of fencing of an equilateral triangular park and a square park is the same. Basically fencing is done on the perimeter, and it is saying that the cost of fencing is same. It means the perimeter of the equilateral triangle and the perimeter of the square is same. Okay, if the area of the triangular park, we know that the triangular park is equilateral triangle, it means all the 3 sides are equal. We are given that the area of a triangular park is 16 root 3 centimeter square. Now there is one thing, that is area of a equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 a square. You can memorize this. Otherwise, if you want to find how this thing come, let's assume that this is the equilateral triangle, and if I drop a perpendicular, this will be the midpoint. So if this is a, this side will be a by 2 and this side will be a by 2 only. I need to find the height, because area is what? Area is equal to half into base into height. I know that the base is a, but I don't know the height. So I can now find height using Pythagoras theorem. So height square plus this side, base is a by 2 whole square, this is equal to this hypotenuse, that is a square. So I can say height square is equal to a square by 4 is equal to a, or height square is a square minus a square by 4, that is 3a square by 4. Height will be, if I take under root on the both sides, this will be root 3 by 2 and a. If I replace here 1 by 2 into base is what? A into height is what? Root 3 by 2a. Now this become root 3 by 4 a square. So basically, if you know the side, you can directly put the value of this side into a and you get the area. We are directly given the area, that is 16 root 3. So we can say that root 3 by 4 a square is equal to what? 16 root 3. Root 3 and root 3 can cancel out. We can say a square, this 4 will come out here, so 16 into 4 will be 64. Or a is what? 8, because 64 is the square of 8. So we have got the side of equilateral triangle. All the 3 sides are 8, 8 and 8. So perimeter is equal to what? perimeter of equilateral triangle is 24. It means perimeter of the square is also 64 or 24, because we are given that the perimeter of both the figures are same. So perimeter of square is 24. Now we know that the perimeter of a square is 4 into side. It has 4 sides and all sides are equal. So the perimeter is 4 into side. This is equal to 24, or side is equal to 6. So we got the square whose sides are 6. Now let's check what is asked. We are asked the length of the diagonal of the square park. That is equal to this. Again we can apply the Pythagoras theorem, because we know that this perpendicular and base are having a 90-degree angle. So we can say 6 square plus 6 square is equal to this hypotenuse, or we can say diagonal square. We get 36 plus 36 is equal to diagonal square, 72 is equal to diagonal square, or this is nothing but 36 into 2 diagonal square. We can take under root to the both side. 36 into 2 is equal to diagonal square, diagonal. 36 is the square of 6, so 6 root 2 is equal to diagonal. So this is the length of our diagonal, that is 6 root 2, which is option D. Hi guys, we have this question. It says that 8 teams participate in a tournament where each team plays against every other team exactly once. Okay. In a particular year, one team got suspended after playing 3 matches due to disciplinary issue. So the organizers decided to proceed nonetheless with the remaining matches. The total number of matches that were displayed in the tournament that year is. So basically, for solving this question, there are 2 approaches. Both basically the approach in the first case will be you first exclude the suspended team, and in the second case you consider that and just remove the remaining matches. Let's solve this. First, we are told that there are 8 teams and all the teams are playing against each other. It means one team will be playing against 7 other teams. So one team can play 7 matches. Okay. Now there are total 8 teams, and how many ways I can pair up these 8 teams as a pair of 2? I can select them as 8C2. There are 8 teams and I need to select 2 teams. So this will be 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial and 6 factorial. This is nothing but 8 into 7 into 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 6 factorial. This will cancel out. Or 2 factorial is 2 only, and 2 this will cancel out. So answer is 28. So in total there are 28 matches. Now we are given that one team play. We know that one team play how many matches? One team play 7 matches. Now one of those teams played only 3 matches and could not proceed. We know that one team is playing 7 matches. Out of this, a team played 3 matches, but she couldn't play the remaining 4 matches. So how many matches in total were played? We can remove these 4 matches which could not be played. So the answer has to be 28 minus 4, that is 24 matches. This was the one approach. Another approach can be, we assume that okay, one team got eliminated. The remaining are 7 teams and the 7 teams played all the matches. So in how many ways we can select 2 teams out of those 7 teams to play the match? This can be possible in 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial and 5 factorial. That is 7 into 6 into 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 5 factorial. This will cancel out. 7 into 3 is equal to 21, because 2 factorial is 2, 2 and 3 will cancel out. So the remaining 7 teams played all these 24 matches, plus there was one team who played only 3 matches, and the remaining 4 matches that team couldn't play. So there are plus 3 matches that team played. So in total there are 24 matches. You can solve the question in any of the way. Both of the approaches are correct. So the answer has to be 24. Hi guys, we have this question. The purpose behind taking this question is to make you understand what is the difference between combination and permutations. A lot of students have this doubt a lot of times that okay, at what point do they need to consider permutation and do they need to consider combination. Now let's assume that I have 5 things A, B, C, D, E. I want to select 2 things from this. So the answer in number of ways in which I can select is 5C2, because here I am only selecting. It can be A, B, A, C, A, D and any way. So the formula for NCR, that is 5C2, is if I have NCR, this is n factorial divided by r factorial n minus r factorial. Okay. Now if I have selected those things, but I also want their arrangement. For example, I have selected 2 things, but I want to arrange them also. A will come first and B will come second, and B will come first and A will come second. These are 2 different arrangements. So I want arrangement also. In that case, it comes our permutation. Then we have 5P2 if I want to select as well as arrange them. So the formula for NPR is n factorial and n minus r factorial. Now let's solve this question. It says that in how many signposts can be made using 6 different colored symbols when any number of them can be posted at a time. Okay, so I have 6 symbols in 6 colored symbols. In how many ways I can make signposts? Okay, I have 6. I can make signpost with 1 symbol. I can make the signpost in 2 symbols. I can make signpost in 3 symbols. Similarly, 4 symbols, 5 symbols and 6 symbols. I can make because we are given that how many we can make when any number of them can be posted at a time. But here understand that if I am making a signpost with 2 symbols, I can also arrange them, because which one will come first and which will come second. Both of them will be a different signpost. So in this case, we will be using the permutation. We know that there are 6 different symbols. In how many ways I can arrange them in 1 way? This is possible in 6P1. Plus, there is another case if I am making the signpost with 2 symbols. So first I will select and then I will arrange them also. This is possible in 6P2 ways. Similarly, arranging, so 3 symbols are there, arranging them, selecting and arranging them, 6P3 and so on. That is 6P4, 6P5 and 6P6. Now if there are 6 things, okay, now just put the formula and you can solve these values. 6 factorial, and basically I just told that NPR is nothing but n factorial and n minus r factorial. Okay, so 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 1, 5 factorial. 6 factorial divided by 4 factorial. 6 factorial divided by 3 factorial. 6 factorial divided by 2 factorial. 6 factorial divided by 1 factorial plus 6 factorial divided by 0 factorial. 0 factorial is nothing but 1 only. So 6 factorial can be divided in 6 factorial ways. Okay, let's solve this now. 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial we can write is at 6 into 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. This can cancel out. So this will be 6 only. Plus 6 factorial is 6 into 5 into 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. This will cancel out. 6 into 5 will be 30. Plus this value 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial. This will cancel out. 6 into 5 into 4. This will be 120. Again solving this, 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Solving this, multiply, this will be 360. Lastly we have this. 1 factorial is nothing but 1 only. So it will be 6 factorial only. 6 factorial is nothing but 720. If you multiply 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2, this will be 720. And at last again 0 factorial is nothing but 1 only. And so 6 factorial divided by 1 is 6 factorial only. So again 720. So these are the number of ways in which we can arrange. Let's calculate this out. So there are 1956 ways in which we can actually arrange. So the answer has to be option D. All you need to understand here is that you need to apply the permutation, and it can be possible from selecting one symbol to all the 6 symbols, because there is no restriction and it is given that we can select any number of them at once. Hi guys, we have this question based on number system and specifically a remainder type question. It says that the remainder when 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial and so on till 95 factorial is divided by 15 is. So we need to find the remainder. In all such questions, understand that you are not required to find the multiples of all numbers from 1 factorial till 95 factorial. It is practically not possible. So all you need to find the logic, how can you find the remainder? Now we know that we have to find the remainder when it is divided by 15. Now 15 is nothing but multiple of 5 and 3. So any number which is a multiple of 5 and 3, it will be divisible by 15. So the remainder in that case will be 0. Now let's check what is the first factorial which is divisible by 15 or which has a multiple of 5 and 3. Now 1 factorial is 1 only, which is not divisible by 15. 2 factorial is again 1 into 2, not divisible by 15. 3 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3, that is equal to 6, again not divisible by 15. 4 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, that is 24. Now in this we have a multiple of 3, but we don't have a multiple of 5. We need a multiple of 3 as well as a 5 for the number to be able to divisible by 15. Now let's check 5 factorial. It is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, that is 120. Now if you check in 5 factorial, it is a multiple of 3 as well as 5. It means 5 factorial is divisible by 15. Now let's check for the next number, 6 factorial. Now clearly you know that 6 factorial is nothing but 6 into 5 factorial. Now we know that 5 factorial is divisible by 15. So 6 factorial is also divisible by 15. And with this logic, after all the numbers after 5 factorial including 8 are divisible by 15. So you don't need to consider that, because any number divisible by 15 will be 0. All you need to look for the numbers before that. So what are the numbers? 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial. This divide by 15. 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial is 6, 4 factorial is 24 divided by 15. This is equal to 33 divided by 15. We know that 15 into 2 is 30. So the lowest number which is a multiple of 15 before 33 is 30. So the remainder will be 3 by 15, 33 minus 30, which is a multiple of 15. So the remainder has to be 3. The answer has to be number 3. Hi guys, we have this question based on number system and specifically a remainder type question. It says that the remainder when 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial and so on till 95 factorial is divided by 15 is. So we need to find the remainder. In all such questions, understand that you are not required to find the multiples of all numbers from 1 factorial till 95 factorial. It is practically not possible. So all you need to find the logic, how can you find the remainder? Now we know that we have to find the remainder when it is divided by 15. Now 15 is nothing but multiple of 5 and 3. So any number which is a multiple of 5 and 3, it will be divisible by 15. So the remainder in that case will be 0. Now let's check what is the first factorial which is divisible by 15 or which has a multiple of 5 and 3. Now 1 factorial is 1 only, which is not divisible by 15. 2 factorial is again 1 into 2, not divisible by 15. 3 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3, that is equal to 6, again not divisible by 15. 4 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, that is 24. Now in this we have a multiple of 3, but we don't have a multiple of 5. We need a multiple of 3 as well as a 5 for the number to be able to divisible by 15. Now let's check 5 factorial. It is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. That is 120. Now if you check in 5 factorial, it is a multiple of 3 as well as 5. It means 5 factorial is divisible by 15. Now let's check for the next number, 6 factorial. Now clearly you know that 6 factorial is nothing but 6 into 5 factorial. Now we know that 5 factorial is divisible by 15. So 6 factorial is also divisible by 15. And with this logic, you, after all the numbers, after 5 factorial including 8 are divisible by 15. So you don't need to consider that, because any number divisible by 15 will be 0. All you need to look for the numbers before that. So what are the numbers? 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial. This divide by 15. 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial is 6, 4 factorial is 24 divided by 15. This is equal to 33 divided by 15. We know that 15 into 2 is 30. So the lowest number which is a multiple of 15 before 33 is 30. So the remainder will be 3 by 15, 33 minus 30, which is a multiple of 15. So the remainder has to be 3. The answer has to be number 3. Hi guys, we have this question based on number system, and in this question there applies a concept called cyclicity. We'll first understand what the concept is and then we'll look at the question. Now cyclicity states that the last digit of a number can be discernible if you know the power. For example, let's take a basic example. We have 2 raised to 1, which is 2. 2 raised to 2 is 4. 2 raised to 3 is 8. 2 raised to 4 is 16. Okay, let's continue. We have 2 raised to 5 is 32. We have 2 raised to 6 is 64. 2 raised to 7 is 128. 2 raised to 8 is 256. Now in both these numbers or both these groups, what do you identify common? You identify that 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 5 is ending with 2. Similarly, 2 raised to 2 and 2 raised to 6 is ending with 4. Similarly, 2 raised to 3 and 2 raised to 7 are ending with 8. Similarly, 2 raised to 4 and 2 raised to 8 is ending with 6. So every pair of every 4 consecutive powers, the numbers will be repeating, the last digit will be repeating. If I do the same for 2 raised to 9, 2 raised to 10, 2 raised to 11, 2 raised to 12, again the number will remain the same. 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 5 and 2 raised to 9 will be ending with 2. Similarly, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 6 and 2 raised to 10 will be ending with 4. Similarly, this way this is also ending with 8. So we can easily identify the last digit. And we know that there are pairs of 4. So we can, for 2, we know that cyclicity is what? Cyclicity is a pair of 4 and ending with 2, 4, 8 and 6. 2, 4, 8 and 6. Similarly, 2, 4, 8 and 6. So cyclicity is of 4 numbers. Cyclicity of 2 is there are 4 numbers which are repeating. Now how do you identify which number, what is the digits, what is the unit digits place? So whenever we have 2 raised to 2k plus 1 form, which is nothing but any number multiple of 4 plus 1, that is if k is 0 then the number will be 1, or k is 1 then 4k plus 1 is 5, and k is 2, 4k plus 4 into 2, that is 8 plus 1 9. All these numbers are ending with 2. Whenever we have a form 4k plus 2, that is 4k, let's say k is 0, so 4k is 0 plus 1 plus 2 will be 2. So whenever the power is 2, it is ending with 4. If k is equal to 2 1, 4k will be 4 plus 2 6, it will be 2 raised to 6 is 4. Similarly, if we have 4k plus 3, they will be ending with 8. And any number which is a multiple of 4 will be ending with 6. Now this was the example for 2. we have the question that the digit in the units place of the number represented by this, that is 7 raised to 95 minus 7 raised to 58. Ultimately we need to find the unit digits, and we can easily find that if we know the cyclicity. We have 7 raised to 1 is 7, 7 raised to 2 is 49, 7 raised to 3 is 343, 7 raised to 4 is 2401. Let me just cross confirm. Yeah, if I check for 7 raised to 5, which will be again ending with 7. So again 7 also has the cyclicity of 4 digits. Whenever the power is of the form 7k plus 1, it is ending with 7. That is this. If the power is of the form 7k plus 2, it is ending with 9. Whenever the power is 4k plus 3, it will be ending with 3. And whenever the power is 4k form, that is multiple of 4, it will be ending with 1. Okay, now we have 7 raised to 95. Now 95 is of the what form among this? 95 is equal to, let's say, what is the lowest number divisible by 4 before 95? That is 95 divided by 4, 23 into 4, that is 92. So 92 is completely divisible. How many remainders are left? That is 3. So 95 is of the form 4k plus 3. It means that the last digit of this number, that is this number, will be ending with 3. So this number will be ending with 3. Minus, similarly we can find the last digit for 7 raised to 58. 58 is of the what form? If we divide it with 4, it is not divisible. The lowest number divisible by 4 before this is 56. Now 56 and the difference between them is 2. So 58 is of the form 4k plus 2. And any number which is for whom the power is 4k plus 2, it will be ending with 9. So this number will be ending with 9. Again, if we have 3 minus 9. Again, there will be some number because 3 is not divisible. So whenever we have, let's say, if we take any number, what will be the difference? We have the difference of 4. Let's say this is any number which is of the form x. So we have 10x plus 3 minus 9. This will result in 10x minus 3. And whenever we have the 10x minus 3, it will be, the last digit will be 7. Because you are reversing, 9, it will be ending with 4, this will be 6. 10x minus 6, and 10x minus 6, whenever there is a multiple of 10, and if you subtract 6 from it, the last digit will be 4. So the answer has to be, answer number B, 4. I hope you understood the concept of cyclicity. In the beginning it might be hard, but if you try to find the logic, and I would suggest you go through the cyclicity for 3 and 4, you will realize that okay, this is a pretty simple logic, and with that you can easily find the last digit even if the powers are in big number. So it will be helpful for you to understand what can be the last digit, and ultimately you can find the remainders, and all such questions can be easily solved using them. Hi guys, we have this question based on probability. It's a pretty simple question. It says that the probabilities that A, B and D can solve a problem independently are 1 by 3, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4. The probability that only 2 of them are able to solve the problem is. So we have 3 persons. We need to find the probability that only 2 among these 3 are able to solve the problem. Now we know that doing something or not doing something, the probability of both these events sum up to be 1. So we know that A, B and D, we know that they can solve. We are given the probability that for if A can solve the sum, the probability is 1 by 3. Similarly for B it is 1 by 3, and for D it is 1 by 4. Now this is the probability if they can do. if we subtract this from 1, we can get the probability if they cannot solve the sum. So probability for solving and probability cannot solve. This will be 1 minus 1 by 3. This will be 2 by 3, because the sum of doing and not doing should be 1. Again 1 minus 1 by 3 will be 2 by 3. And for last also 1 minus 1 by 4. This will be 3 by 4. Okay. Now we are asked that we need to find the probability that only 2 were able to solve. We don't know whom 2 were able to solve. So we will need to consider all the case. Let's take case 1 when A and B can solve and D cannot solve. So the probability of A and B of solving the sum is 1 by 3 into 1 by 3. And the probability that D cannot solve the sum is 3 by 4. This will be 1 by 12. We have to take second case where A and D can solve and B cannot solve. So the probability that A can solve is 1 by 3. The probability that D can solve is 1 by 4. And the probability that B cannot solve, that is 2 by 3. This can be cancelled out. So this will be 1 by 18. We have the third case where B and D can solve and A cannot solve. So the probability that B can solve the sum is 1 by 3. Probability that D can solve the sum is 1 by 4. And the probability that A cannot solve is 2 by 3. This again will be 1 by 18. We need to find the total probability. So we can sum up all these cases. That is 1 by 12 plus 1 by 18 plus 1 by 18. So the LCM of all these numbers is 36. 12 into 3 will be 36. So 3. 18 into 2 will be 36. So 2. Again 18 into 2 will be 36. So 2. This will be 7 by 36. So this is the probability that only 2 were able to solve and the third person couldn't solve, which is option number B. Hi guys, we have this question. Basically the question is based on probability, but ultimately you need to count the numbers and just put into the formula of probability. It says that if a 3-digit number is chosen at random, what is the probability that it is divisible neither by 3 nor by 4? Okay, so how many 3 digits number we have? So the 3 digits number will start from 100 and they goes on till 999. So in total there are 900 numbers which are 3-digit numbers. 1 to 9 are 2 digits, 1 digit and 2 digit, 2 digit. If we remove these from 999, that is 999, we get 900 numbers which are 3-digit numbers. Now from that we have to remove first all the numbers which are divisible by 3. Then we have to remove all the numbers which are divisible by 4. Now in this most of the people miss out one point, that there would be some numbers which are divisible by 3 as well as 4. So those numbers would have been counted here as well and here as well, or basically those numbers would have subtracted twice. So we have to add them back as well. So we'll do all that first. Let's find how many numbers are there which are divisible by 3. Now after 100, what is the first number which is divisible by 3? It is pretty easy to get. The first number will be 102 and the last number is 999 only because all the 3 digits 9 are divisible by 3. Now how many numbers are there? There are many ways to solve this, but we use the standard approach, that is arithmetic approach. We know that the formula for any nth term is a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term, n is the number of terms and d is the common difference. We need to find the n, that is total number of terms. An is the last term. So we have the last term, let's say 999, that is equal to first term 102 plus n minus 1, n is the number of terms we are trying to find, into the common difference. We are finding the numbers which are divisible by 3. So the common difference between any two consecutive terms will be 3 only. So common difference is 3. If we take it to this side, this will be 8, 9 and 7. This should be equal to n minus 1 into 3. If we divide both sides with 3, this will cancel out. 8, 9, 7 divided by 3 will be 299 is equal to n minus 1, or n is basically 300. So there are 300 terms or 300 three-digit numbers which are divisible by 3. So this is equal to 300. Similarly, we can find the same number of terms which are divisible by 4. Now again, the first number which is divisible by 4, the three-digit number starts from 100, and 100 is also divisible by 4. So first number is 100 only. What is the last number which is divisible by 4? Now 999, that is 999, is an odd number. It cannot be divided by 4. Let's check for 998. 998 divided by 4? No, it is not completely divisible. So before that, what is the even number? That is 996 divided by 4. Now, so it is completely divisible. So last number, which that is three-digit number which is divisible by 4, is 996. Again, we need to find how many terms are there. We will again use a formula, that is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. An is the basic last term, 996. This is equal to 100 first term, a refers to first term, plus n minus 1. N is something we are finding, and d is the common difference. The common difference, again, if we are finding that terms divisible by 4, so the common difference between any two consecutive terms will be 4 only. If this goes here, it will be subtracted. So 896 is equal to n minus 1 into 4. If we divide both sides with 4, this will cancel out, and this will be 224. So 224 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to 225. So there are 225 numbers which are divisible by 4 and which are three-digit numbers. Now the last point is the numbers which are divisible by 4 as well as 3. What are such numbers? So basically the LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. So all the numbers which are divisible by 3 as well as 4 should be a multiple of 12. So how many numbers are there which are multiple of 12? Because those numbers are subtracted in both terms, when they are dividing by 3 and when they are dividing by 4. So multiples of 12. So the smallest number, which is a three-digit number divisible by 12, is 108. We all know the table of 12. We know that 12 into 9 is 108. This is the first number, which is three-digit number divisible by 4, divisible by 12. Now again, what is the last number? 9, 9 and 9. 999 cannot be divisible because it is an odd number. 12 is an even number. So let's check for 998. No, it is not divisible. 996. So yeah, 996 is completely divisible. Again, let's calculate the number of terms. So the last term is 996 is equal to a first term plus n minus 1, that is n is we are finding, and d, again the common difference will be 12 only because we are finding multiples of 12. If we goes it here, it will be 98. So yeah, is equal to n minus 1 into 12, dividing both sides with 12. This will cancel out. So 84, 7 and 4, 4. This will cancel out. So 74 is equal to n minus 1, or n is equal to 75. So there are 75 numbers which are divisible by 12. Now we need to find the probability that the number is not divisible by 3 or 4. Total there are 900 numbers. Out of this we are removing the numbers which are divisible by 3. From that we are removing the numbers which are divisible by 4. Now there are numbers which are divisible by 3 as well as 4. So they are subtracted here as well as here. So they are subtracted twice. So we need to add them. And how many numbers are they? There are 75 numbers which we calculated here. So how many numbers are there which are neither divisible by 3 nor divisible by 4? That is 900 minus 300 minus 225 plus 75. So there are 450 numbers. What will be the probability? Probability neither divisible by 3 nor by 4. So there are 450 numbers, and how many numbers are there which are 3-digit numbers? That is 900. If we divide, this will be nothing but 1 by 2. So the probability has to be 1 by 2, which is option number D. Hi guys, we have this question. Basically this question is a type of a coordinate geometry. It says that the maximum distance between the point -5, 0 and a point on the circle x square plus y square is equal to 4. Now understand that this is an equation of a circle. What is the proper equation of a circle? That is x minus h square plus y minus k square is equal to r square. Now here h and k, this refers to the coordinate of the point. And here r refers to radius of the circle. For example, if I assume x minus 2 square plus y minus 1 square is equal to 25, or so h and k will be 2 and 1. So this is the coordinates of the center, and this 25 is nothing but 5 squared. So radius will be 5. So if we compare the equation, I can write x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square is equal to 2 square. Now 0 and 0 refers to coordinates of the point, which is coordinates of the center, and this 2 is equal to radius. So radius will be 2. Now if I draw the diagram, it will be one, 2. We know that the point of the coordinates of the center is 0 and 0. So the circle will be something like this. So this will be minus 2 and 0. This will be 2, 0. This will be 0 minus 2. And this will be 0 plus 2. So this will be the diagram of the circle. We need to find the maximum distance from this point to the point on the circle. Now let's locate where will be this point. This will be in second quadrant, basically on the boundary. So this is minus 2 and 0, minus 3, 0, minus 4, 0 and minus 5, 0. Let's say here. So this will be minus 5 and 0. From this point, what can be the maximum point to any point on the circle? Let's find out first what is the minimum point or minimum distance between this point and a point on the circle. So minimum distance is always in a straight line. So from this point to this point, this is the straight line. So this is the minimum distance, that is minus 5 to minus 2 units, that is 3 units, and that is minus 5, 0 and minus 2, 0. And from this point, what can be the maximum distance from any other point? There can be maximum point, or basically from this point to any other point there will be a chord. It can be a smaller chord or a bigger chord. We need to find the maximum distance. So the maximum length of a chord is what? It is equal to a diameter, because we know that diameter is a chord which is touching 2 points on the circumference, and it is the longest chord. So from this chord, if I go through diameter, the maximum distance will be till here. We know that the radius of the circle is 2. So the diameter is equal to 4. So from this point till this point, the distance is 3 units, and from this point till end of the point, the another distance or maximum distance will be 4 units. So in total, the maximum distance between these two, from this point till any point on the circle, on the circumference of the circle, will be 3 plus 4, that is 7 units. So the answer has to be 7 units. Hi guys, we have this question based on coordinate geometry. It says that if points t and 2t, minus 2 and 6, and 3 and 1 are collinear, then t is equal to. Now we are given that the condition, that is the points are collinear. It means that all the 3 points lie on the same line. Okay, we need to find the value of t such that the points are collinear. Now let's say the first point is A, the second point is B, and the third point is C. Now there are a couple of approaches to solve this question. We will be solving this using 2 approaches. The first approach is slope based. Now basically, if we are saying that all of these are lie on the same line, then the slope, which can be found using the points A and B, should be equal to the slope that can be found using points B and C. Or basically, the slope of a line is fixed. So if we find the slope using these 2 lines, this should be equal to the slope found using these 2 points, and that's how we will approach this question. How do we find the slope? Slope can be found using, if you are given 2 points, let's say x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. So the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now let's find out the slope using points B and C, because we are directly given their complete coordinates, that is minus 2 and 6 and 3 and 1. Let's say this is x1 and y1, this is x2 and y2. So the slope BC is y2 minus y1, that is 1 minus 6, divided by x2 minus x1, that is 3 minus minus 2. This will be minus 5 divided by this will be 5, or this will be equal to minus 1. So slope of the line on which A and B lies is equal to minus 1. Now if we are saying that A also lie on the same line, then the slope of that line will also be equal to minus 1. So let's find out the slope of that line also. Let's say we can find the slope using points A and B. We have assumed that B and C lie on the same line. Now we are assuming that A and B also lie on the same line. So we have the coordinates t and 2t and minus 2 and 6. Let's say this is x1, this is y1, this is x2 and y2. Slope AB, that is y2 minus y1, that is 6 minus 2t divided by x2 minus x1, minus 2 minus t. Now this is the slope, and we have known that the slopes are equal. It means this value should be equal to minus 1, because both lines are same. So if we equate 6 minus 2t divided by minus 2 minus t, this is equal to minus 1. If we cross multiply, this will be minus 1 into minus 2 and minus t. This will be 6 minus 2t is equal to minus 1 and minus 2, 2 minus 1 and minus t plus t. Or if we solve this, we will have, this will come here, this will be 4 is equal to 3t, and t will be equal to 4 by 3. So using this slope approach, the answer is option B, 4 by 3. It was a very straightforward approach. Hi guys, we have this question based on progressions. It says that the height of 19 people of comic book is in arithmetic progression. So whenever we have a arithmetic progression, we assume we are not given the direct information about their first term and common difference. So let's assume that the arithmetic progression is of the form A, then A plus D, A plus 2D, where A is the first form, D is the common difference. I hope you know this basic. we have then A plus 3D and so on, and there are 19 people. So the height of the last person is A plus 18D. The average height of them is 19 feet. We are given the average height. Now, first assume that we have 19 people. The average height will, and they are in AP, that is arithmetic progression. So the average height will also be of the middle person. The middlemost person in this will be the 10th person, or the height of the 10th person. When it comes to arithmetic progression, arrange in that order. So the height of the 10th person will be what? A plus 9D. This should be equal to 19. Now I can understand that you might have confused how come the middlemost person will have the average height. Let's calculate this. We know the formula of Sn, that is sum of all the ages. We know the first term and the common difference is D. Let's find out the sum of all the ages of these people. So we have the formula, we know that n by 2 twice of A plus, or basically first term and last term. A plus, first term is A, last term is A plus 18D, or n by 2, this will be 2A plus 18D. From these two we can take out 2 common. So n by 2 into 2, A plus 9D. This will cancel out, so we will have A plus 9D into n. Now this is the sum of all the height of all the persons, or all the 19 people. We need to find the average. So average is nothing but sum of the heights, that is A plus 9D into n, divided by number of people. We know that there are 19 people, or we here also know that n is equal to 19. This should be equal to average, and we are given the average to be 19. So 19 and 19 can cancel out. We are left with A plus 9D. This is equal to 19, and this is again the point where we have started, that average height is always will be of the middlemost person if they are arranged in an arithmetic progression. So we know the average. We know that A plus 9D is equal to 19. Now it is told, if the tallest is 37 feet, tallest is A plus 18D. So we know that A plus 18D is equal to 37. We have two equations and two variables. We can find the value of A and D. From second, we subtract from second minus 1. A plus 18D minus A minus 9D. This will be equal to 37 minus 19. Or solving this will be 9D is equal to 18, or D is equal to 2. We have got the common difference is 2. We can find out the value of A here by putting D here. So A plus, let's put it in the first, 9 into D. D is 2. This is equal to 19. Or A plus, this will be equal to 18. This is equal to 19. Or A is nothing but 1. So A is 1. So the height of the first person is 1. It is increasing with the common difference of 2. That is D is equal to 2. So the height of the first person is 1. Height of the second person is 3. Height of the fifth person is 5, and so on. What is the height of the shortest person? So the height of the shortest person, we have found that it has to be 1.